Well, the project continues. I got the day off today, so I'm currently taking all of those sawdust shavings and from the chainsaws for when the tree guys took out that horrendously humongous silver maple tree. And now I'm raking it all up and using my steel combi rotary broom attachment to sort of shove all of the wood chips and old rotten limbs and whatnot all up into another second hugelkultur bed. And those will be my first two, and over the years I'll build more. This first year I might not get humongously awesome results out of them because basically they haven't rotted down yet. I've got some compost to work with though. Now, woody material, as it's breaking down, has a tendency to suck the nitrogen out of soil. Oh, there's the combi system rotary broom. There's the motor for it. Pretty cool system. I use that thing for all kinds of stuff around here. Anyway, I'm recovering from both a cold and a back injury about a month ago, so I'm having to be very careful and very ginger at this. But I'm in the process of shoveling and sweeping all of these, all this sawdust and all the old material up onto this, up over the old stump where the silver maple tree was. Anyway, the stump will also pull water and moisture up for a while, and then it'll wick it up even after the parts down below have ceased to be, and then it'll break down and become part of the hugelkultur bed. So I also plan to go get some of that rotted firewood that I have back behind the sheds. And I can use that to stack in there, and then as it breaks down, it'll hold water, and it will also break down and provide nutrients to the soil other than nitrogen. And then after a while, it'll break down to such an extent. Here's the other hugelkultur bed. After a while, it'll break down to such an extent that it will basically, roots will be able to shoot right through the rotten logs and whatnot, and then the plants will have all the water they need. I cut all this stuff down with the combi system chainsaw attachment and the hedge trimmer attachment, and let me tell you, that thing rocks. I did my best to cut them into like 1 foot or so sections, and I'll be able to rake all of this stuff out. This looks like some kind of bamboo here. Then I'll be able to rake all of this stuff out and then incorporate it into the woody bits. And here's the old firewood, which is rotten firewood, which is most people would just have to pay to haul it away, but man, this is made to order for hugelkultur. The fact that it's rotted already, that will be able to begin its hugelkultur functionality almost probably in the first year, and then it'll really accelerate the process. So that is a nice gift that I got. So I'm being very careful and very cautious because I have to work with my body as a mechanic, and if I get hurt, I can't work. So very, very carefully, very gingerly. My body is like one of my most important assets, obviously. There's an old compost pile I started when I first moved in here, and I'm going to go ahead and rake that into the hugelkultur bed as well. And also, my dad showed me a neat trick where you take a plastic bag and throw your fall leaves in there, and then and then basically punch a bunch of holes in the bag so that the rain can get into it, and then the leaves break down throughout the winter. And they feel kind of spongy and wet, so I bet that they're pretty close to ready. So I'll dump that on top of the Hugelkultur bed once it's built, and then I will also I'll also throw the compost on top of that, and then some wood chips on top of that, and then plant into it. I hope I get some kind of production this year, but mostly what I'm doing is I'm laying the foundation for a lot of great production with very little effort in the future. Because basically I'm 48 years old now, so not only do I have to plan for a dropping economy and all of that, I also have to plan for my own body deteriorating, because I'm in late middle age right now, and pretty soon I will start to become elderly. So it's something that you have to plan for. Too bad you can't be both young and have money. It takes the product of years and decades to get money, and by then you lose your youth. So I guess nobody's in a perfect position. So I'll see ya.